Hello and welcome. Today, let's talk about something we all use every single day, our digital identity. Because right now, the ground is shifting right under our feet. From the way we log into our apps to threats that honestly sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie, things are changing, and fast, especially in the Asia-Pacific region.
So, let me just ask you this, point blank. How secure is your digital life really? It feels like a simple question, right? But the answer is getting more and more complex every single day. So today, we're going to break down the three massive shifts that are defining the future of our security.
Okay, first up, let's talk about that piece of technology we all have a love-hate relationship with. Actually, scratch that. It's probably just a hate relationship. We're calling it the password is dead. Or, it should be. It's a relic from a much simpler time, and it is just not equipped for the challenges we're facing today.
And just think about how annoying this is on a daily basis. In the APAC region alone, the average person is manually typing in a password about 4 times a day. That's not just a small frustration. Every single one of those moments is a crack in the armor, a potential security risk.
This right here really shows the evolution perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things. Passwords, SMS codes, stuff that we now know is super vulnerable to phishing scams. But on the right, that's the future. Biometrics and passkeys. So what are passkeys? Well, they use your device's built-in security, like your fingerprint or your face, to log you in. Your identity gets tied to your physical device, which makes it incredibly difficult for a hacker to steal.
All right, for our next big shift, this one is a little more, let's say, forward-looking. We're on a quantum countdown. And I'm not being dramatic. This isn't just another threat. This is the kind of threat that could shatter the very foundation of our digital security as we know it.
So how do we defend against something like that? The answer is something called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. To put it simply, these are brand new, incredibly complex math problems that we believe will be secure even against the unbelievable processing power of a future quantum computer. It's like we're inventing a whole new kind of lock for all of our digital doors.
So, you might be wondering, why the big rush? It all comes down to this really chilling idea. Harvest now, decrypt later. Right now, adversaries are stealing huge, massive amounts of encrypted data. They can't read it yet, but they're hoarding it, just waiting for the day they get their hands on a quantum computer powerful enough to crack it all wide open.
This means organizations absolutely cannot afford to wait. The good news is, the response can start with 2 very manageable steps. First, take an inventory. Figure out what your most sensitive data is and how long it needs to stay secret. Second, start piloting PQC. Test it out in lower-risk systems, like your company's internal VPN, so you can learn how it works before you have to roll it out everywhere. Okay, so we've gone from a present-day problem to a future threat, and now to something that is happening as we speak. Let's talk about the rise of AI agents. And I'm not talking about chatbots here. I'm talking about autonomous AI that can actually do things on its own. I mean, the potential here is just staggering. Picture an AI that works 24/7, tirelessly managing your company's security. It's automatically updating security credentials, spotting any weird login behavior, and responding to threats in milliseconds. This could be an absolute game changer for cyber defense.
But, and this is a really big but, all of this power creates brand new problems. Who's watching the AI? If an agent decides to change a security setting, can we even figure out why it did that? Each one of these AIs has its own identity, and if you don't manage them properly, you've just created thousands of new potential backdoors for attackers to exploit.
And that brings us to the most important recommendation here. Agentic AI can't just be some add-on. It has to be treated as a first-class citizen. What does that mean? It means every single AI agent needs a clear identity, a specific set of permissions, and a full audit trail, just like you'd require for any human employee. So we've got dying passwords, a looming quantum threat, and an army of new AI identities. It sounds a little chaotic, right? So how in the world do we build a safer future? The answer, it turns out, is in collaboration and standardization.
This is where groups like the FIDO Alliance come into the picture. They're the unifying force. They're creating the common rulebook so that a passkey on your phone just works with a service from a company on the other side of the planet. They're the ones building the blueprints for a quantum-ready world and making sure our security can actually keep up with AI.
And this quote really sums it all up beautifully. Without these open, shared standards, we just have digital chaos. A stable foundation is the only thing that lets us build secure systems that can actually adapt to whatever crazy new technology comes next. So let's pull all this together. Let's make it a clear, simple action plan for everyone, from businesses to governments, especially in the Asia-Pacific region. What should you be doing right now?
All right, number 1, accelerate the move to passwordless. The tech is here. Passkeys are real and they work. The time to finally get rid of the password for good is now. It is the single biggest security upgrade most of us can possibly make.
Number 2, start preparing for the quantum threat. Yeah, it might seem far off, but because of that whole harvest now, decrypt later problem, the danger has already started. Your planning for PQC needs to begin today.
Imperative number 3, govern your AI agents. As you start using these autonomous AI systems, you have to build the rules to manage their identities from day one. Do not let them become a massive security blind spot. And finally, our 4th imperative, work with the standards bodies. Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Use the open frameworks these organizations are building. They are an incredible strategic resource for creating a secure and interoperable future for everyone. That year right there says it all, 2024. This isn't a problem for 2030 or even for next year. The time to act on these 4 imperatives is right now. Being proactive is absolutely essential. Which brings us right back to where we started. We've talked about passwords, quantum computing, and AI. So I'll ask you one last time. Knowing everything we've just discussed, is your digital identity and your organizations truly ready for the future?